Hello dear students. In the last video, we have covered that errors are basically of three types. The number one we have done are the systematic errors. Systematic errors are those which tends to move in one direction, either positive or negative. And we have also covered that these errors can easily be corrected by applying the necessary corrections. Right? Because once we know the factor behind these errors, we can easily use that necessary corrections to minimize them. The second type of errors are the least count errors. The least count error depend on the instrument, and these also can be easily eliminated by replacing the instrument with the more precise instrument. Fine. And the last type of errors we have covered are random errors. Right? The random errors are those which occur by chance. They occur randomly. They occur by chance. And also, we don't know the reasons behind them sometimes. And these can be occur due to the less attentiveness of the observer or due to the slight variation in the weather conditions. So like that, there are a lot of reasons behind these errors. So how these errors can be removed? So the one best way to remove these errors are by taking more number of readings. By taking more and more number of readings. So by increase the experiment number of times, by doing the experiment number of times, when you take the average of all the readings, the average is more likely to be close to the accurate value, right? So this is the best way to remove the random errors. Let's understand it with an example. For example, you have taken the reading of time, right? You have calculated time for certain experiment, and first time you have taken the reading x1, the next time x2, and so on. It is possible that what the mistake you have done while taking the first reading, you have not repeated that mistake during the second reading, or like that. So when you take the number of readings and then you take the mean of all these readings, the mean value is close to the accurate value. Okay, so let's see how we will perform the experiments in the lab. When you will take certain reading, you will repeat it number of times. You will repeat the experiment number of times and you will make a table of your readings. And then we will calculate its mean value or the average value. Okay. The average value is summation of all these calculated values and divide it with the number of times that you have taken these values. Okay. So this will be the mean value. Addition of all the values divided by the number of values. This is the mean value. And this is also known as the true value. You can easily say that this value is more accurate than these all values. Okay. Because might be you have done some mistake during the first experiment, or you don't know the weather conditions during the second experiment when you have taken the second experiment, right? So this mean value is more likely to be close to the true value, or we can say it's more accurate than all these values. Fine. So after taking the mean value, we will calculate the error in all these values. That is called the absolute error. We will call that error as absolute error. It is denoted with delta. Okay. So absolute error in the first reading, how we'll calculate? We have done it in the previous video that the formula for error is true value minus measured value. So now the true value we have taken. How we will calculate the true value out of the given values? By taking the mean. So the true value is this mean value minus the measured value, that is x1. This is the error in the first reading, right? Similarly, error in the second reading, mean value minus the second measured value. Similarly, the absolute error in the third reading, mean value minus the third measured value, and so on. The absolute error in the nth reading will be the mean value minus the nth measured value. So we have calculated the errors in all of our readings, right? And this is known as the absolute error. Okay. Now after taking the absolute error, we will take the mean absolute error. Okay. I'm writing here on this side the mean absolute error. So the mean absolute error is the mean of all these errors. Okay. Now always keep in mind that when you calculate these absolute errors, it can be positive as well as negative. Some will be positive and some will be negative. While taking the mean of the absolute errors, you will add all these errors. Okay. You will not take these signs, positive and negative. So the mean absolute error will be denoted by delta x mean. Okay. Now to calculate its mean, we will add all these errors and again divide it with the number of readings, right? So now this will be the mean absolute error. So how you will express your final reading? The final reading will be the mean value, this mean value, plus minus the mean absolute error, right? The error will be added as well, can be subtracted as well. It can be positive, it can be negative. So what we can say that our reading lies between this range, plus and minus, right? That the final value will lie in this range. Okay. So this is the mean absolute error. Similarly, we can calculate the relative error and the percentage error also. The relative error is what? The relative error is the comparison. Like, let's understand this with example. मान लीजिए आपकी कुछ टाइम की वैल्यू है 10 सेकेंड्स, ठीक है, और आपका उसमें एरर आ रहा है 5 सेकेंड्स का. इज दिस रीडिंग इज एक्सेप्टेबल? मतलब जो रेंज लाई कर रही है, इट इज 10 प्लस माइनस 5. योर फाइनल रीडिंग विल बी 10 प्लस माइनस 5. मतलब इट इज रेंजिंग, इट इज लाइंग बिटवीन 5 and 15. क्या इतना एरर एक्सेप्टेबल है? नहीं. तो हम रिलेटिव एरर ये चेक करने के लिए फाइंड आउट करते हैं कि हमारा एक्चुअल एरर कितना का आ रहा है इन कंपैरिजन विद आवर एक्चुअल रीडिंग. एरर कितना आ रहा है, ठीक है. तो रिलेटिव एरर, इसको कैलकुलेट करने का फॉर्मूला है द मीन ऑफ दिस एब्सोल्यूट एरर डिवाइड बाय द मीन वैल्यू. लेट्स राइट ऑन द अदर पेज. द रिलेटिव एरर इज mean of the absolute error divided by the mean value or the true value. Similarly, after calculating the relative error, you can calculate the percentage error by just multiplying the relative error with the 100. Okay, so this will be the percentage error. So now you have done that, how we can calculate the different errors. Okay. And similarly, the final reading can be expressed like this in terms of the percentage error as well. Like it is true value plus minus this percentage error. Okay, this is how you can also express your final reading. Let's solve this NCERT question. It is given that in successive measurement, the reading of the period of oscillation of a simple pendulum is found to be this. So the experiment has been repeated 5 times. We have to calculate, number 1, the mean value of the period of oscillation. So let's calculate the mean value. So the first is the mean value of period of oscillation. So how we will calculate the mean value? By adding all these values. It's 2.63 plus 2.56 plus 2.42, 71 and 2.80. Now divide it with the number of readings. When you add all these values, it comes out to be 13.12. So dividing by 5, I'll get 2.624. Right? So recall the rule of the significant figure, that the final result should be reported in the same number of decimal places as it is given in the readings. So in the reading we have after decimal 2 places. So let us round it off to the 2 decimal places. So when you round it off, you will get 2.62. So this is the mean value, or we also call this as a true value. Fine. Now let's do the second part, absolute error in each measurement. So now let us calculate the absolute error in each measurement. We'll denote the absolute error with this sign delta. So absolute error in the first reading is true value. What's the true value? 2.62 minus the measured value. Measured value is 2.63. So the absolute error in the first reading is minus 0.01 second. Right? Similarly, let us calculate the absolute error in the second reading. It's true value minus the second measured value. Fine. So this is plus 0.06 seconds. Similarly, absolute error in the third reading will be 2.62 minus 2.42. It comes out to be plus 0.20 seconds. Right? Similarly, absolute error in the fourth reading will be 2.62 minus 2.71. It comes out to be minus 0.09 seconds. And similarly, the absolute error in the fifth reading will be 2.62 minus 2.80. This is minus 0.18 second. So we have calculated the second part as well, the absolute error in each measurement. Now let's find out the third part, the mean absolute error. Right? So now the mean absolute error. Third part is mean absolute error. So while taking the mean of the absolute error, we will add all these errors. We will not take these signs, whether it is positive or negative. We will ignore the sign. We will add all these errors to calculate the total error. Okay. So let's add all these values. 0.01 plus 0.06 plus 0.20, 0.09 plus 0.18. Divide it with the number of readings, that is 5. When we'll add all this, we'll get 0.54. Dividing by 5, After dividing, let's divide it. It's 0.108. Okay. Again, we have to round it off to the 2 decimal places. So it's 8, which is greater than 5. So the preceding digit will increase by 1. So instead of 0, I will write 1 here. So the error is 0.11 second. Clear? So now the next part is, we have calculated the third part, that is a mean absolute error. Let's calculate the fourth part, that is the relative error. So the relative error is the mean absolute error, that is 0.11 divided by the mean value. The mean value is 2.62, right? On dividing it, I will get 0.04198. Clear? So again, I have to round it off to the 2 decimal places. So after 4, there is 1 which is less than 5. So it will not increase. The 4 will not be increased. So it will remain as such. So the relative error is 0.04. Right? Now let's calculate the fifth part. Fifth is percentage error. Right? The percentage error. So the percentage error is what? Relative error, which is 0.04 multiplied by 100. So this percentage error comes out to be 4%. Fine. Now let's do the last part. Express the result in the proper form. So we can express the result in 2 forms, in terms of the absolute error and in terms of the percentage error. So let's express in terms of absolute error. So sixth part, first in terms of absolute error, how you will express the mean value, that is 2.62 plus minus the absolute error is, the mean absolute error is 0.11. Right? So it means our answer will lie in the range 2.62 minus 0.11 से लेकर 2.62 प्लस 0.11, इस रेंज में हमारा आंसर लाई करेगा. राइट? दैट इज इन टर्म्स ऑफ द एब्सोल्यूट एरर. Similarly, in terms of percentage error, how you will express? 2.62 plus minus 4%. Right? So always remember to put the units after the value. Right? So this is how we can solve our numericals based on these errors. Right?